Portion of Living Local DMV is sponsored by Ashburn Children's Dentistry. Welcome back. As functional pediatric dentists, they've heard it all, from teeth grinding to mouth breathing to constant cavities and early braces. And they're here to break down the surprising connections between your child's mouth and their overall health. I'd like to now welcome back to the show our resident mother-daughter dynamic duo. You always have that title for me. Doctors Krystle and Lynda Duru. Welcome back to the show, ladies. I missed you.
So good.
I miss you.
Yes.
Well, summer is here, and that comes with more concerns about the mouth, but I love how you all talk about how the mouth can be the window to other health concerns that you all can address. So let's go ahead and debunk some myths, shall we? Let's start with a viewer might have the question, my child grinds their teeth at night. Is that a concern? Should they be worried?
Yes, definitely something you have to look into, especially for kids, because they don't have bills. So
right. What are you stressed about?
Right. So you have to figure out what the grinding is about, and a lot of times it's the body trying to tell you something, the brain trying to tell the body something, and it's kind of like a survival reflex. And a child could be having issues with breathing, sleeping, mouth breathing, things like that, and that's causing their body to try to find some stability. So it's really a red flag that needs to be addressed.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because mouth breathing, when I first brought my daughter to the two of you, I remember Dr. Lynda like, oh, she doesn't breathe through her mouth. That's a good thing. But is mouth breathing really that bad?
Well, yeah, mouth breathing is actually rescue breathing. If something is chasing you and that's okay. But to have chronically be breathing through your mouth, that is not good. First of all, the air that's getting into your lungs are not being filtered, and breathing through your mouth all the time can change the way your face grows. Your face can grow longer, and when the face grows longer, the jaws are not wide enough to fit the teeth, and that also affects your airway space. So mouth breathing, if your child is constantly mouth breathing, it needs to be addressed. It is a red flag.
And let's just talk about aesthetically, because we're seeing how mouth breathing can affect the jaw, and also we want to have a good jawline, ladies. Can we bring that photo back up? Does mouth breathing really impact how everything is shaped and even your bone structure?
It's that chronic breathing through the mouth just makes the jaws or the tongue lay low, and over time, that's how your muscles shape your face.
I just closed my mouth breathing just now, my goodness. So the next question I have for you, Dr. Krystle, is my child may need braces, or could it mean something else? How early would you look at your child's mouth and be like, they need braces?
So you'd be surprised, like braces or needing braces is not just about aligning the teeth. We have to figure out why the jaws got there in the first place. And so being able to figure that out early, which a lot of those signs and symptoms show themselves up early, then you can be able to fix before 6 is what we look at. And then also incorporate the function, incorporate muscles, and then really find the root cause of why you're having braces, so you're not having to get multiple rounds of braces, which is what a lot of people have to do.
And that can be pricey.
Very
pricey. The next question I have for you, Dr. Lynda, is how do I know if a tongue tie is affecting my older child? So I'm assuming that's over 6.
Yes. Well, for the most part, most times in the babies, actually, it's from latching. So if your child did have latching problems, then you would expect that. And as they get older, it becomes things like they're overly anxious all the time. They're having trouble sleeping. There's a lot of tension in their bodies. And of course, they have the crowded teeth as well, because your tongue is really the bulwark that makes your jaws grow so that you have room for your teeth. So if the child is having those kind of issues, then yes, you want to check their tongue function. And we always say tongue function because not everything is a tie that needs to be cut. But that's very important for parents to understand. Not everything that's had to do with the tongue function needs surgery. The tongue is a big, powerful muscle that's connected all the way from the mouth all the way to the feet. And so tension in different parts of the body can affect how it's working.
Wow, wow. And I learn so much every time we talk, and I love how you break that down, how it all is tied together. My next question is, I think one that a lot of parents have, is my kid still has cavities, and we brush, we floss, we do all the mouthwash. What should they do?
This is such a big one. It's just having parents understand that the mouth is an environment. And so if that environment is not thriving and it's too acidic, meaning we're mouth breathing, we're not eating the right minerals and vitamins to supply the teeth and supply that environment and microbiome, then there's going to be issues. If the tongue function or the tongue posture is low, that's going to change the pH in the mouth. And then again, acidity does occur. And then if we're not sleeping well, our immunity is also low, and therefore it affects our oral microbiome. And so cavities occur because of decay and a disease to the mouth and vulnerability to the mouth. So not just hygiene, which is why we never blame our parents about, you know, brushing and flossing. We can tell, so it's not.
They know, you can't hide anything from them. Well, ladies, you always give us a wealth of knowledge. Thank you so much for joining us. We're out of time, but if people have more information, need to get more information and contact you, they can visit kidssmilewithaz.com. Doctors, thank you again. We're gonna have you back for a fashion segment on top of everything else you give to our audience. We're really making that happen, so I'll see you all on the next Litter Sit segment.
Thank
you again.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely, and the preceding portion of Living Local is sponsored by Ashburn Children's Dentistry.